Yo!
Yo, how's it going, my man?
All good.
Hey, Marty Amos from The Professional Builder here, and opened up the Herald yesterday, and what do I see? But yet again, another construction company has gone into liquidation. And these guys are from Christchurch. They've got $35 million worth of work on in Auckland. And you'd wonder, well, how can that be? Well, there's a lot of common things that, signs and trends that, is this happening within your business, and are you potentially sitting on a house of cards? So what do I mean by that? What are some signs that might be leading to this? Well, if you're taking jobs at a low margin, so now profit and cash flow are two different things. Profit is prince, cash flow is king. So cash flow is like the oxygen. It's still possible to have a greatly profitable building company and go bust because people aren't paying you on time so that you can pay your suppliers, sub-trades, materials, etc. So what happened here with Corbel? Well, they had 35 mil worth of work on the books, and it had gone under due to not controlling labour, lack of payments, retentions within the contracts, cash flow issues, and potentially not meeting milestones. So also a guy who came to us a couple of years ago, he came to us too late, got in the shit, or got into challenges, couldn't make the repayments. He had $11 million worth of work on his books, Shore Homes, and that was sitting at a margin of 11%. It went down to 8% because of cost overruns, labour overruns, and unfortunately he wasn't able to pull himself back from the brink. Now it can be a hugely stressful time if you've got any of these challenges going on in your business. So maybe you're having problems meeting your payments to your suppliers, maybe paying your guys, you don't have financial visibility but you might be flying along great. There's two places where you need to be really critical with cash flow. Number one, if your business is growing quickly, because business growth sucks cash with regards to materials, paying your guys, etc. The other one is if you're already having cash flow challenges, then we want to make sure that you're able to control those, identify which jobs are sucking out that cash. So come with me, let's have a look at what you can do. I'm going to give you 5 quick tips that you can use to improve your cash flow and give you some advance warning so that you're not potentially sitting on that house of cards. So, how do we go about solving this? Well, the first one is financial visibility. So you need financial visibility at 2 levels. Number 1, the job level, and number 2, the company level. So we use a 1-page dashboard to see how well is the company going. So with regards to overall cash flow, overhead requirements, gross margin, which is the number 1 indicator, and then a cash flow forecast, how well are you doing on a regular basis. And then a job, it's possible that you might have a 20% gross profit overall, but you could have 3 jobs that are sitting at 22% and 1 job that's sitting at 14%. We want to dig into why is this job not performing. So is it that work in progress, there's labour overruns, 2, material overruns, or 3, you're not capturing all the variations that you should be. Those are the 3 most common areas. Next, margins. If you've got anything less than 20% and you're in residential, potentially you're setting yourself up for a world of pain. So anything less than 20%, you're going to have to be extra tight on your cash flow and extra vigilant, watching it like a hawk. Next, contract and terms. So the strategies that we use that you can do to improve your cash flow. So if you've got a bigger job that only has 8 milestones, you might put in some mini milestones so you're not waiting so long between payments. So you might be able to increase that to 18. Number 2, you can go to and or date. So milestone and or date. So if it doesn't meet that particular date, you can still invoice them. Or the best one, go to weekly or fortnightly invoicing. And we've got specific strategies for our members for this. Next, debtor management. Stay on top of it like a hawk. If you're not great at getting money back out of people if they haven't met their obligations, then outsource that, give it to someone else in your business, or you can outsource it to a debtor management agency, but make sure you collect the cash that's yours. And if it gets to a situation where you need to stop work, have that in your clause as well, and be prepared to take your guys off the job. There's no point throwing good money after bad in terms of labour. Next, cash flow. Cash flow forecast, critical. We can show you how to set one up in under an hour. Highly recommend doing it if you're having any cash flow issues or you're growing good. And what we're going to do is we're going to work out when your deposits coming in, when your progress payments or your weekly payments, what do you need each month to pay all your overheads. But what it typically doesn't take into account is we need to have a look at your balance sheet items, capital expenditure, and IRD or any tax obligations that you might have. And then lastly, where it all starts, you need to be tracking your jobs, doing that on a daily and weekly basis so we can control the work in progress. Say to the guys, hey, Monday morning toolbox meeting, we're 40 hours behind, what do we got to do to improve that or hit that milestone next week? All right, that's it from here. I hope you got some value out of today. Make sure that you are not building a house of cards so that you do not end up like Kevin Spacey, pun intended, and make sure that you cover off these key things. All right, that's it from me. Make sure that you're setting up a building company with a good solid foundation and good cash flow. All right, all the best. We'll talk soon.